Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. If you're in the northern hemisphere, a very happy winter solstice to you, and if you're in the southern hemisphere, a very happy summer solstice to you. Either way, I hope you're having a wonderful time. And I'll take the opportunity to thank Miskatonic Books for sponsoring the show. Thank you so much, miskatonicbooks.com, for sponsoring the Foolish Fish Esoteric News. I really do appreciate your support. If you don't know Miskatonic Books yet, go and check out their website, miskatonicbooks.com, to see all the latest, most wonderful, most difficult to find, most recent, whatever it is, all the best esoteric and occult books that are on the market right now. And you can see on their Facebook page right now, they've regularly got updates on the new acquisitions that they've just received and that you can purchase on their website. So I just reviewed 2 esoteric tarots yesterday. If you haven't seen that review, I really strongly recommend going to check it out. It's a really fascinating conversation between Peter Mark Adams and Christophe Poncet about the esoteric origins of the tarot, which have been denied for the past half a century, but really are it's compelling, very, very compelling, and a great fun read. Strongly recommend that. So yes, you can find all of that on miskatonicbooks.com, which you can just visit their website as always. I should have had this set up before I started recording, of course, but yeah, just to give you an idea of what's on their front page at the moment, so that some of this might catch your eye. Okay, let's move on to the news. We've got The Art of Conjuration, a new book announced by Troy Books. So Troy Books invariably make available some inexpensive, very, very cool editions. So this is by Oscar Tusk. I don't know Oscar Tusk. Creation and Manifestation of Intent in the Physical World. I don't know Oscar Tusk, but I do know that Troy Books make some really good publications. They don't publish just any old rubbish that they're being offered. They really care about the quality of the content that they publish. And so, yeah, I can probably recommend this without too much risk. Yeah, the special edition at £27 is very, very cool, very, very inexpensive, and the paperback and regular hardback editions will follow soon. I recommend just giving a quick look at their table of contents over here, and you can probably already see that this is going to be an exciting publication, a very exciting book. Good stuff. Links down below as always. News from Anathema Publishing, the Kickstarter that they announced a few weeks ago now for Semesilam, which is going to be a compilation of the works of José Gabriel Alegría Sabogal, combined with, in the same Kickstarter, pre-orders, or actually a Kickstarter for the paperback edition of IAO. Excuse me, got a bit of a frog in my throat. I've just spent 4 hours recording the best books of the year video, which will come out this Saturday. I'll tell you a bit more about that at the end of this video. I'll tell you a little bit more about where you can what you can expect from it anyway. Let's come back to what we were talking about. Anathema Publishing announced that they'll be making this Kickstarter a couple of weeks ago, and they now actually have a more precise time of 2024 for when this is actually going to launch. So beginning of March 2024. We knew that it was going to be in the first quarter, but now we know it's going to be March, and that's very, very exciting. Very, very cool news. We will know to save a little bit of money for then, right? Especially since there's going to be all of those reprints of those gorgeous posters from José Gabriel Alegría Sabogal. Extraordinary stuff. I really, really can't wait. news from Hadean Press, who sent out their newsletter just a couple of days ago, saying that, so first of all, congratulations to Erzbet, who's just opened a new bookshop, Miss Lollipop's bookshop, in the north of England. Unfortunately, I always forget exactly where it is, but if we just open this in a new tab, we'll let it load for a second, and we should see it coming up. Here we go, Cavendish Street in Cayley. There we go. Yeah, so that's very, very exciting news. News for the coming year for Hadean Press. First of all, something that many people have really been waiting for, and this is such fantastic, exciting news. The Night School Volume 2, Cyprian's Offices of Spirits. This is the final work of Jake Stratton Kent. Jake was in the final phases of editing this work when he succumbed to a stroke and died a few months later as a terrible blow to the occult community and to his family, of course, and close ones. But the book that he had been working on with in collaboration with Hadean Press will now see the light of day a year and a day after his death. So that's really, really wonderful news. So. And additionally, in a very limited box set with Volume 1, The Sworn and Secret Grimoire. That's possibly even better news, because many people did not get hold of the Sworn and Secret Grimoire when it was offered as a hardcover, and have discovered Jake Stratton Kent's work since and would really like to get a hold of a hardcover edition. The paperback edition is available widely as a paperback and as a Kindle edition as well, I believe. But yes, seeing that the Volume 1 is going to be published at least as a very limited box set is really very cool news as well. It seems that some of his books will be put on sale through Hadean Press as well as some of the books of the late Nigel Fisher, who recently passed away as well. And we've got some more news for some more releases throughout the year. Book of Shadows, or the Book of Spirits, the Liber Umbrarum vel Liber Spirituum, an English translation by Steve Savado. Of the Italian edition, and then a translation of L'Arte Magique, or the Magical Art, by Aman Lamba. Very, very cool stuff. All right, let's move on to, yes, so news from the Library of Esoterica. I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. You know that lovely series of beautiful books from Taschen, the Library of Esoterica. There are 4 volumes out already. The 5th volume was teased on Instagram quite recently, and now you can already pre-order it on Amazon. The front cover is not available quite yet. Coming soon is all we're really getting, but yes, you can put in your order already, and of course that's very exciting news. Next, we've got the Flowering War. I wasn't sure whether to feature this one or not, because without seeing it for myself, this really could go either way. It could be really, really good stuff, and it could be stuff that's just nonsense. The fact that the author's got a PhD is comforting in a way. It kind of gives me a little bit of confidence. Yeah, let's have a quick look at this. The Flowering War, Toltec Teachings on Healing Ancestral Trauma, Overcoming Your Internal Enemies, and Fulfilling Your Life Purpose. Do you know what I mean? I'm a little bit worried. Some of these terms have been so badly abused by people who just want to sell books, right? Still, if it's done properly, it could be a very important book. I'll let you do your due diligence. It does sound quite exciting to me. Take a look at the back of the book, the blurb on the back of the book, to see if it's something that could possibly interest you. and if you can find some clues as to the quality of what's inside. It's got 1-star rating at the moment. It's got 5 stars from that one rating. Okay. But yeah, it came out today, so brand new. Okay. Next, we've got an animated tarot. Absolutely wonderful stuff. So this is a lenticular tarot, and when you kind of move it like this, there are several versions of the image, just slightly different, right, to actually make an animation, and it looks really beautiful, really beautiful. So it seems to be in several formats. I really recommend checking out this video, whether you're intending to buy it or not. I can't play it for you right now for copyright reasons, but yes, the tarot itself is very cool, and yeah, it literally does look the way you're seeing it right now, right? When you move the card up and down, it actually has that many frames included. You know, very often these lenticular images just have 2 frames, right? Or maybe just to be seen as a stereo thing, like a 3D thing. But here, no, it literally is like is it 5 or 6 different frames. Very impressive and really nice, really nice. Yeah, it's pricey, yes, but there's other versions. Let me see, this $69.99. I haven't investigated. I don't know what the difference is. It's I'll leave it up to you to find out what the difference is if you're actually interested in picking this one up. It does look very cool. There we are. Okay, next we've got another tarot here called Legendarium Tarot and Playing Cards. Very lovely deck, very beautiful art. I really like this one. I think it was Elizabeth who suggested this one on the Foolish Fish Discord. Thank you, whoever it was. As I say, I think it was Elizabeth. I might have got that wrong. But it's definitely a very lovely Kickstarter. Beautiful. Yeah, gilded edge. Lovely. 10 of Swords. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, really lovely stuff. Okay. And move on before I get demonetized. Okay. The Shining Tribe Tarot, the definitive edition, 83 cards, 272-page full color guidebook. This is the late Rachel Pollack's tarot, and it's really nice to see it getting a new edition, and that will be available on April the 8th 2024. So yeah, a couple of months yet to go, but really nice to see that this is coming back our way. Rachel Pollack was one of the main voices for modern tarot in the esoteric community, and she's sorely missed. There we go. All right, we've got news from Daniel Yates, who is opening a new website due to open early 2024 called the Occult Library. Now, this seems to be the start of the desire to bring together a community, right? There are going to be some PDFs available, but he's going to make sure that everything is legal, right? So it's certainly not going to be a place for people to come and share illegal PDFs and undermine the work of occultist authors and publishers. I certainly wouldn't be advertising such a project, but no, this does actually seem quite exciting. If you'd like to know a little bit more about it, I recommend checking out Daniel Yates' posts about it on Facebook. If you have access to Facebook, of course. Yeah, go and check out what he is saying about it. It seems like a really nice project to me. Very exciting stuff. And news from Sphere and Sundry, who has just announced that the Mars Jupiter is live. And yeah, as always, we're getting some very cool photographs from the process of creating this Mars-Jupiter in Aries series. And yeah, and Austin Kopok, I believe himself, has done the write-up for this particular one. And it's an interesting series, actually. So when we think about Mars, we think about aggression, right? And when we think about Aries, we also think about aggression. So Mars in Aries sounds like a particularly feisty series looking for fights. But there's this Jupiter aspect and this waning moon aspect also, which are all there to bring how to say, an educated, self-controlled aspect to this Mars in Aries, so that you get a commanding, how to say, leadership series, rather than a get into fight at any cost kind of series. And I really recommend checking out this one, because it seems like, you know, many people in our community are kind of quite demure and quite softly spoken, and not everyone, mind you, okay, but there are many who are like this, and you know, getting a little bit of a leadership spark can be of great benefit to many people. I think that it's a wonderful series to have explored and to have managed to put out in a safe, controlled way. And I think, yeah, having read the write-up, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And yeah, We Are the Champions seems to pretty much summarize this particular series. There we go. And of course, you know, as always, just simply scroll down. Yeah, no, yes, scroll down to the bottom to see the actual talismanic materia that's available to purchase from Sphere and Sundry in this particular instance. Nice stuff. Okay, and then finally, my board game of the week is Sail. This is one that I really want. I can't get hold of it in Poland yet. It seems like I'm going to have to wait for it to become a little bit more popular. It's a 2-player co-op trick-taking game. When I heard that, my mind kind of went, what? I really enjoy trick-taking games. They're card games where you have to get particular combinations of cards, and they're usually great from 3 players up, best with 4 players, right? 4 players and more. But and they're certainly highly competitive. You could say that actually poker is something like a trick-taking game. But this is a cooperative trick-taking game, and it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. If I just try to get a little bit closer here on the artwork, the idea is that you're sailing this ship across the board, and you can only communicate certain things, right? So it's about cooperation with limited communication, and it sounds like a really nice game to play as a 2-player thing just after dinner or something, you know, when it's just 2 of you, which isn't very often in my case, unfortunately, but or maybe fortunately, actually, but one way or another, I lose there, don't I? But yes, it does look like a really nice thing to play when it's just 2 of you looking for a 20-minute game with some cooperative feel about it, rather than, you know, kind of take that kind of thing. Right, there we are. That's the news for this week. Thank you ever so much for watching. As I was saying, I've just finished a 4-hour bout of recording this Saturday's video, which is going to be a video talking about the best books of the year. And I've not done a top 10. I've done several categories with a top 3 in each category. And I want to release this as a premiere so that everyone's seeing it at the same time, and I'll be there at the same time, you know, in the comments. I'll be able to answer, you know, people's questions in the chat and so on and so forth. And whenever I've done a premiere in the past, it's been great fun, and yeah, I'm really excited for this one. It's going to be the 23rd of December, Saturday 23rd of December at 6 p.m. Warsaw time, so Central European time. That's Paris, Madrid, Berlin. That time, 6 p.m. So 5 p.m. UK time. And then I'm sorry, you're going to need to work out what that is for you personally, wherever you're hoping to join us in the world. Obviously, the video is going to stay up once the premiere is finished, but during that first, I don't know how long the final cut is going to take. I expect it's going to take something like 25, 30 minutes, something like that. But it's going to be a lot of fun, and I really can't wait to share my favorite books of the year with you in the various categories that I've picked. That's it from me for today. Don't forget that if you'd like to book a one-to-one video conversation with me for a tarot reading or for whatever conversation you would like to have, then the links are down in the description and in the pinned comment. And I am going to wish you a very happy end of year. If you celebrate Christmas, then happy Christmas to you. If you celebrate Yule, happy Yule. If you celebrate the end of the year in any way, then I hope that you have a wonderful time. I hope that you get to spend time with people that you love. And I will be in touch quite soon. I don't know yet whether I'm going to manage to make a news video in between Christmas and the New Year, and then although I'm going to try, it might be a short one. And then after the New Year, as you know, I'm moving out, and there might be a week or two where I'm just trying to find my bearings and trying to work out how to continue this channel from the new location, which is going to be very reduced space and yeah, a little bit more difficult. But yeah, as I say, we're going to manage, going to do something good. And thank you so much for your support, everyone who is viewing these videos, everyone who's supporting the channel by joining the Patreon or the YouTube memberships. And thank you for those of you who constantly leave comments. That really makes a huge difference. Thank you for leaving thumbs up. You know, the little like button is really, really helpful. And yes, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. I hope you all have a wonderful time. Look after yourselves, look after each other, and see you soon with another video. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.